The galaxy had always been chaotic, but nothing had prepared Earth for the call that came that day. A signal unlike anything humans had ever received blinked across the communication screens in every major space agency. It was not a warning. It was a request. The Galactic Council, a mysterious and powerful alliance of alien civilizations, was asking for soldiers. But humans were no ordinary soldiers. The Council wanted executioners. On Earth, in the heart of the United Nations headquarters, leaders gathered in a silent room. The message hovered in front of them like a living thing. It read, "We face extinction. Send those who are fearless, ruthless, and clever. Only humans can execute what must be done." No one spoke for a long moment. Fear mixed with curiosity. What did the Council really want? Why humans? And what did it mean by executioners? Colonel James Corwin, a decorated veteran, was the first to break the silence. His eyes were sharp, his voice calm but firm. "They are not asking for diplomats. They want warriors. And if we refuse, we may face the same threat ourselves." Across the room, Dr. Elena Voss, a brilliant strategist, adjusted her glasses. It could be a trap, or it could be a chance to show the galaxy that humans are more than they think. We need to be ready for anything. A special task force was quickly assembled. These were not ordinary soldiers. They were humans who had survived impossible situations, who had fought against impossible odds, and who had no fear of death. They were known only by a single name among themselves: the Executioners. The team gathered at a top-secret space station orbiting Earth. Each member carried the weight of humanity's hopes, and yet none of them truly understood the scope of what they were about to face. The leader, Captain Mara Kane, stood before them. She was not the oldest nor the strongest, but her mind was sharp and her courage unshakable. "The Council has asked for soldiers," Mara said, her voice steady, echoing across the empty hangar. "But make no mistake, this is not a simple mission. The galaxy is in chaos, and we are walking into it blind. We will face enemies who are smarter, faster, and more deadly than anything we've ever seen. But we are human, and humans survive where others fail." The Executioners boarded the spacecraft that would take them to the heart of the unknown galaxy. The engines roared to life, and the silence of space seemed to stretch endlessly before them. As the Earth shrank behind them, the team felt a strange mix of fear and excitement. Weeks passed as they traveled through star systems that humans had never charted. Each planet they passed told a story of destruction. Burned cities, frozen oceans, skies darkened with ash. The galaxy was wounded, and someone or something had caused it. Then, without warning, the spacecraft sensors detected movement. Massive ships, unlike anything human engineers had ever imagined, emerged from the darkness. They were sleek, fast, and clearly armed for war. The Executioners had expected resistance, but the scale of it was overwhelming. Captain Mara Kane ordered the crew to hold position. "We are not attacking yet," she said. "We need to understand what we are facing first." The alien fleet's leader appeared on the screen, a being of immense presence. Its eyes glowed with a cold intelligence, and its voice echoed through the ship's speakers. "Humans, you have answered the call. We await your execution." The word sent a chill through the crew. Execution? The aliens were not asking for allies. They were issuing a challenge. Despite the tension, the Executioners moved with precision. They had trained for moments like this. Teams were divided to scout, gather intelligence, and prepare for first strike. Every movement was calculated. Every decision could mean life or death. As the humans approached the first target planet, the situation grew stranger. The planet was not abandoned. Cities lay in ruins, but signs of life remained. Shadows moved across the streets, and strange, metallic creatures patrolled the remains of what had once been a thriving civilization. The Executioners landed on the planet's surface under the cover of darkness. The ground was rough, scarred from battles that had taken place long before humans arrived. They moved silently, scanning for threats. Every sound was amplified in the silence of the ruined city. Suddenly, an explosion rocked the street ahead. The Executioners dropped to the ground, weapons raised. From the smoke emerged a creature, tall, armored, with limbs that seemed to bend in impossible ways. Its eyes glowed red, and it emitted a sound that was both a warning and a threat. Captain Kane's voice cut through the tension. Target identified. Engage, but remember, we observe first. We strike with precision. The executioners advanced carefully. They had faced dangerous missions before, but nothing like this. The alien creature moved faster than their eyes could follow. Every strike they made was met with a counter. It was clever, learning from their attacks. Hours passed in a blur of action, strategy, and survival. The executioners adapted, using their wits and ingenuity. Explosions, energy blasts, and the roar of engines filled the air. They were relentless, but so was the enemy. In the midst of battle, Lieutenant Riko Tanaka discovered something unusual, a device buried in the rubble of a collapsed building. It pulsed with energy and seemed to respond to the human's presence. "Captain, I think this is what the Council wanted us to find," Riko said, holding the device carefully. It could be a weapon or a key to understanding the enemy. Captain Kane nodded. "Take it back to the ship. We will study it. But stay alert. We are not safe yet." As night fell, the executioners regrouped in the shadows of the ruined city. The alien threat was real, but the humans had survived the first encounter. They had demonstrated the cunning, fearlessness, and ruthlessness that the Galactic Council had hoped for. But the victory was short-lived. The alien commander, the one who had spoken to them over the screen, appeared in person, materializing on the planet through some technology humans could not comprehend. Its presence was overwhelming, and its intelligence was terrifying. "You are impressive humans," the commander said, its voice resonating like thunder. "But this is only the beginning. The galaxy has been waiting for warriors like you, and now it will test you in ways you cannot imagine." The executioners realized then that the mission was far more dangerous than they had ever thought. The galaxy was not merely asking for soldiers. It was demanding executioners, beings capable of making impossible decisions and surviving impossible threats. Captain Kane looked at her team. They were tired, wounded, and shaken, but their resolve was stronger than ever. "We came here to execute, to survive, and to prove that humans are more than anyone ever believed." The galaxy wanted soldiers, but it got something much more dangerous. The alien commander vanished, leaving the humans in silence. The night was dark, and the ruined city seemed to breathe around them. Every shadow was a potential threat. Every sound was a warning. The executioners had survived the first turning point, but the galaxy had many more tests in store. And somewhere, in the deep void of space, the Galactic Council watched. They had sent humans into a war they barely understood, knowing that the outcome could change the galaxy forever. The executioners had crossed the first threshold. They had faced the unknown, adapted, and survived. But the real challenge had only just begun. The galaxy was dangerous, unpredictable, and alive, and it had just noticed humanity. As dawn broke over the ruined city, Captain Kane made her decision. "We move forward," she said. "Every step we take, every life we save or end, brings us closer to the truth. The galaxy asked for soldiers, and we are the executioners it feared." The humans set out once more, their ship waiting silently in the distance. They did not know what awaited them, but one thing was certain: the galaxy would never be the same again. And in that moment, every member of the executioners felt the weight of their task, the thrill of the unknown, and the fire of humanity burning within them. The unexpected turning point had arrived. Humanity was no longer just a species on a small blue planet. It was a force, a shadow, and soon a legend. The humans had survived the unknown. They had faced shadows and dangers that no one on Earth could have imagined. But survival was just the beginning. The galaxy had more to show, and was far more dangerous than anyone had predicted. Captain Mara Kane stood on the bridge of their ship, the Aegis, staring at the planet ahead. The sensors showed signs of life, alien life, but it was scattered and desperate. Cities lay in ruins, and the air carried a faint electric hum. It was as if the planet itself had been wounded, scarred by countless battles. "This is it," Mara said softly, turning to her team. "This is where the first strike begins. Stay alert. We don't know what waits for us, and we cannot afford mistakes." Lieutenant Riko Tanaka adjusted his visor. "Captain, sensors indicate multiple life forms moving in the ruins. They are armed and they're hunting." Mara's eyes narrowed. "Then we hunt smarter. Remember, we are executioners. We are not just soldiers. We survive. We win. No hesitation. The humans descended in stealth pods, slipping silently through the atmosphere. The city below looked like a graveyard, its tall buildings shattered, windows broken, streets littered with debris. But movement in the shadows told them that enemies were alive and aware. Private Lena Torres whispered, "I've never seen anything like this. It's like the whole planet is a trap." Mara nodded. "Exactly. Keep your eyes open. Trust your instincts. And remember, humans are the most dangerous predators in the galaxy when they must be." The executioners moved through the streets, each step deliberate, each motion silent. Strange creatures lurked in the ruins, some humanoid but with metallic limbs and glowing eyes, others completely alien, moving in ways that defied human anatomy. Then the first attack came. From the shadows, a creature lunged. It moved fast, too fast for the eye to follow. Lena fired, but the creature dodged effortlessly, its movements calculated, almost intelligent. Another creature appeared, striking from above, forcing the executioners to split and fight for their lives. Mara quickly assessed the situation. Focus on the patterns, not the chaos. They attack in predictable cycles. Use it. The team adapted instantly. Each executioner moved with precision, anticipating enemy strikes, using shadows and terrain to their advantage. The battle was unlike anything humans had faced before. This was not just brute force. It was intelligence, cunning, and a deep understanding of combat. Hours passed, and the humans learned the truth. The planet had been a battlefield for centuries. Alien civilizations had fought here, leaving behind weapons, traps, and automated guardians. And now, humans were the intruders. Lieutenant Tanaka discovered a hidden tunnel beneath the rubble. "Captain, this would be a safe path, but it leads directly under what looks like a command center." Mara considered it. "Perfect. We take the underground route. We strike where they least expect it. Rico, lead the way." The team moved silently through the tunnel. Strange markings on the walls glowed faintly, reacting to their presence. It was as if the planet itself was aware of intruders, testing their resolve, measuring their skill. They emerged in a massive chamber filled with alien machinery, pulsating with energy. The creatures guarding it were unlike the others, larger, stronger, and more intelligent. They coordinated attacks with almost human-like strategy, forcing the executioners to adapt quickly. Captain Kane acted decisively. "Divide and conquer. Rico and Lena take the left flank. I'll take the right with Torres and Delgado. Move fast. Move smart. And remember, we are executioners." The battle erupted. The executioners used a combination of agility, tactics, and fearlessness. They set traps, created distractions, and struck with precision. Every move was calculated. Every strike lethal. The aliens, despite their intelligence, were unprepared for human ruthlessness. In the chaos, Mara noticed a strange device at the center of the chamber. It pulsed with soft blue light, almost beckoning them. "That's what we came for," she thought. "Whatever it is, it's the key." The executioners fought their way through, protecting each other, moving as one unstoppable unit. Finally, Mara reached the device. It seemed to respond to her touch, opening panels and revealing intricate alien technology. "Rico, get a scan. Torres, cover us." Mara commanded. The device revealed holographic projections of other planets, systems under siege, civilizations being wiped out, and massive war fleets moving through space. It was a map of destruction, orchestrated by an unknown force. This is bigger than we thought," Rico whispered. "This isn't just one planet. It's the galaxy, and someone has tried to take it all." Mara's jaw tightened. "Then we make sure they fail. Humans don't retreat. We don't surrender. We execute." Suddenly, the chamber shook violently. The alien commander from before appeared, materializing in the center of the room. Its eyes glowed red, scanning the humans as if measuring their worth. "You have proven capable," it said, "but this is only a test. The galaxy does not forgive mistakes." Mara stepped forward, her hand steady on her weapon. "We don't make mistakes. Humans adapt, humans survive, and humans execute." The alien commander smiled, or at least Mara thought it was a smile. Then it vanished, leaving behind a lingering sense of dread. The executioners took the device and made their way back to the pods. The city was silent, but the danger was far from over. The planet itself seemed alive, shifting, responding to their actions. Shadows moved where none should be, and strange whispers echoed to the ruins as they ascended to the ship. Mara reflected on what they had discovered. The galaxy was in chaos, yes, but there was a pattern, a force behind destruction, and it was calculating, intelligent, and ruthless. "We've only just begun," she said to her team. "The first strike is over, but the war has only begun. The galaxy asked for soldiers, and we have shown them humans are something else entirely. Something unstoppable." Lieutenant Tanaka looked at the stars ahead. "Captain, what if the Council knew about all this? What if this was a test and we just passed?" Mara's eyes hardened. "Then, the next test will be harder. The galaxy will throw everything at us. But we are ready. We have no fear. And we will execute what must be done." The executioners returned to the Aegis, carrying the device, their weapons, and a new understanding of the galaxy's true scale. They were humans, yes, but they were now something more. Executioners. Survivors. Legends in the making. As the ship left the planet behind, explosions lit the horizon, remnants of the battle marking their path. The galaxy had seen what humans were capable of, and it would remember. In the distance, the alien commander watched silently, its red eyes piercing the void. They are impressive, but they do not yet understand. The real war is only beginning, and the galaxy will demand their execution. The executioners did not know it yet, but this first strike had changed everything. They had entered the galaxy as humans, but they would leave it as legends, feared and respected by every civilization that dared to oppose them. And somewhere, far across the stars, the shadows stirred. The true threat, the force behind the galaxy's chaos, was watching, patient, waiting, learning. The first strike was complete, but the battle for the galaxy had only just begun. The galaxy was not kind to those who walked unprepared. The humans had survived the first strike, but the deeper they ventured, the more dangerous everything became. Captain Mara Kane stood on the bridge of the Aegis, staring at the swirling nebula before them. It was beautiful, almost hypnotic, but the sensors screamed danger. "This nebula is hiding something," Lieutenant Rico Tanaka said, scanning the data. "I can't get a clear reading. Multiple energy signatures, moving in patterns, almost like they're waiting for us." Mara nodded slowly. "Good. That means we are not the hunters anymore. We are being studied. We need to stay alert. Every second counts." Private Lena Torres shivered. "I don't like this place. Feels alive, like it knows we are here." Mara's gaze hardened. "Then we make it regret ever noticing humans. We survive because we adapt. We execute because we must. And no matter what's out there, we finish what we started." The Aegis entered the nebula, and the crew immediately realized that visibility was nearly zero. Sensors flickered. The stars outside were hidden behind thick clouds of ionized gas. Every shadow seemed alive. Every ping on the scanners was a potential threat. Then it began. Explosions rocked the ship as unknown weapons struck from the darkness. Alien vessels, faster and more intelligent than anything humans had encountered, surrounded them. They attacked in coordinated waves, predicting every human move. "Shields at maximum. Return fire," Mara shouted. The Aegis trembled under the impact, alarms screaming through the ship. The executioners moved like a well-oiled machine. Rico and Torres piloted drones to intercept attackers, while Mara directed strategic strikes from the bridge. Every maneuver was precise, every counter calculated. Humans were not just fighting, they were learning, adapting to patterns in real time. But then, something unexpected happened. One of their own, Sergeant Eli Mercer, betrayed them. "Mercer?" Lena yelled as he deactivated several of the ship's defense systems remotely. "What are you doing?" Mercer's voice came over the comms, calm but chilling. "I've seen the future, and humans are not meant to rule this galaxy. I'm helping them to save lives. Your executioner's arrogance will get everyone killed." Mara, clench your fists. "You're a traitor. You know nothing of what humans are capable of." Mercer ignored her. "I know enough. And now, the galaxy will decide your fate." Before anyone could react, Mercer's betrayal allowed the alien fleet to penetrate the ship's defenses. Explosions tore through the hull, and alarms blared. Crew members were injured, systems failed, and chaos erupted. Despite the sudden betrayal, Mara did not panic. Executioners, stay focused. We adapt. We survive. Focus on strategy, not emotion. The humans fought back fiercely. They took advantage of the aliens' overconfidence, setting traps and counterattacks that Mercer had not anticipated. Using clever maneuvers, they managed to disable several enemy ships and regain partial control of the Aegis. Meanwhile, the nebula itself seemed to react. Lightning-like energy streaks move along the clouds, striking random points in space. Sensors detected a massive life form, a being so immense that it seemed to bend the very fabric of reality around it. "Captain, what is that?" Rico whispered, his voice trembling. "I don't know, but it's about to test us," Mara said. She turned to Torres. "Prepare the energy disruptors. We might not get a second chance." The giant life form, a shadowy creature of unimaginable size, moved toward the Aegis, crushing smaller ships in its path. Its energy pulses resonated with the nebula, creating waves that distorted sensors and weapon systems. Mara made a snap decision. "We draw it in. We use the nebula against it." Rico, adjust trajectory. Torres, calculate energy feedback loops. We turn this creature into a weapon against itself. The executioners worked together, improvising as the creature closed in. Using the nebula's energy, they set traps that redirected its attacks back toward its own massive body. Explosions erupted in the darkness, shaking the nebula like a storm. But the creature was not defeated. It roared, a sound that rattled the very minds of humans aboard the Aegis. Mara realized that the battle was not just physical. It was psychological. The galaxy itself was testing their resolve, trying to break their spirit before they could prove their worth. Then came another revelation. The holographic device from the first strike began to glow, responding to the nebula's energy. Images appeared, flashes of distant worlds, entire fleets annihilated, and a mysterious figure orchestrating the chaos. Rico gasped, "Captain, look, the one behind this, it's not the Council. It's someone else. Someone controlling the galaxy's war from the shadows." Mara's jaw tightened. "So the Council sent us into a war they didn't fully control. They used humans as their weapons, and we were blind until now." The betrayal, the unknown threat, and the living nebula created a perfect storm of danger. But humans are resilient. Mara devised a daring plan. "We split the ship into decoys. Lure the creature into the trap. Mercer, if you value your life, help us now. You know the systems better than anyone." For the first time, Mercer hesitated. I don't want to die." "Then help us survive." Mara barked. With Mercer's reluctant assistance, the executioners divided the Aegis into multiple holographic decoys, drawing the massive creature away from vulnerable ships. The plan worked. The creature struck the decoys, releasing energy that Mara's team redirected, causing it to stagger and lose coordination. Using confusion, Mara ordered an assault on the alien fleet. The executioners struck with unmatched precision, exploiting weaknesses the enemy didn't even know they had. Slowly, ship by ship, they turned the tide. Finally, the massive creature collapsed, temporarily incapacitated by the humans' ingenuity. But Mara knew it was not dead. It was wounded, but it would return. The galaxy's real challenges were only beginning. The executioners regrouped aboard the Aegis, exhausted but victorious. Mercer looked at Mara with newfound respect, though guilt weighed heavily on him. "You were right," he admitted quietly. "Humans, we are more than soldiers. We are executioners." Mara didn't answer. She looked out at the stars, the endless expanse that now felt like both a playground and a battlefield. "This is just the turning point," she said. "The galaxy has noticed humans. And now, it will test us in ways we can't imagine." The device pulsed again, showing another system under siege. Entire civilizations at the brink of annihilation. Mara realized the galaxy was bigger, more dangerous, and far more mysterious than anyone could have guessed. "Prepare for the next strike," Mara commanded. We move forward. Every planet we save, every enemy we defeat, It's a step toward understanding. The galaxy asks for soldiers, but we are executioners. And executioners adapt, survive, and strike fear into those who underestimate them. The crew worked silently, tending to the injured, repairing the ship, and preparing for battles ahead. But in the shadows, an even greater threat watched, learning from every human action. The turning point had arrived. The executioners had faced betrayal, unimaginable enemies, and a galaxy that seemed alive. They had survived, but the real war, the war that would decide humanity's place in the stars, was just beginning. As Mara sat in the captain's chair, she whispered to herself, "We are no longer Earth soldiers. We are the executioners, and the galaxy will learn to fear us." The stars outside the nebula twinkled deceptively calm, hiding storms, enemies, and secrets. The humans had survived the first strike, but the galaxy had more in store than they could ever imagine. And somewhere deep in the darkness, the true master of the chaos waited, patient, calculating, and ready to challenge the executioners like never before. The galaxy had been watching. Every battle, every move of the humans had been observed by allies, enemies, and forces no one could even name. Captain Mara Kane and the executioners had survived impossible odds, but now they faced the greatest challenge yet, the final execution. The moment that would decide not only their fate, but the fate of countless civilizations across the stars. The Aegis drifted through the void near the planet Krynos 7, a world under siege by fleets from a shadowy alien empire known only as the Obsidian Dominion. The planet's surface was scarred with craters and burning cities, the atmosphere filled with smoke and toxic particles. Civilizations that had once thrived were now hiding in underground bunkers, praying for a miracle that had yet to arrive. "Captain," Lieutenant Rico Tanaka said, scanning the battlefield. "The Dominion's main fleet is massive. Their ships outnumber ours at least 5-1. And their central command station is unlike anything we've seen before." Mara's expression was calm, but her mind raced. "Numbers don't matter. Strategy does. We hit them where they least expect it. The galaxy asked for soldiers. We are executioners. And executioners don't fight fair. They win." Private Lena Torres tightened her grip on her plasma rifle. "Captain, this is bigger than anything we faced before. Are we ready?" Mara looked at her team, the ones who had survived the first strike and the turning point. Their eyes were hardened with experience, their movements precise, their minds sharp. "We were ready yesterday. We are unstoppable today. And tomorrow we execute." The plan was audacious. Using the nebula's interference, the executioners would cloak the Aegis, send decoy fleets toward the Dominion, and infiltrate the enemy's command station. Mara knew it was dangerous. Every step could mean death. But humans thrived in danger. They adapted, improvised, and struck with deadly efficiency. As they approached the planet, the Dominion sensors detected anomalies. Fleets moving without patterns, energy signatures fluctuating unpredictably. The aliens assumed it was a glitch. They had no idea the humans were watching, calculating, and planning their strike. Then the battle began. Explosions erupted across Krynos 7's orbit. Decoy fleets engaged the Dominion ships, drawing attention while Mara and her team piloted the Aegis stealthily toward the command station. Energy blasts streaked past the hull, shaking the ship, but the executioners remained calm. Lieutenant Rico directed the team through the station's defenses. "They have automated turrets and AI sentries. Captain, we need to move fast, or the alarms will trigger the full defense system." Mara nodded. "We move smart, fast, and precise. Remember, the galaxy is watching. Make this count." The executioners infiltrated the station through maintenance tunnels and ventilation shafts. Each step was tense. Every corner could hide a deadly adversary. Yet, humans thrived in pressure. Using a combination of stealth, hacking, and guerrilla tactics, they moved like shadows, striking only when necessary and avoiding unnecessary risks. Finally, they reached the central command room. The Dominion's commander awaited, a massive biomechanical alien with cybernetic enhancements. Its eyes glowed a deep red, analyzing every human move. "You dare to enter my domain?" the alien hissed, its voice echoing through the chamber. "You are insects to me, nothing but prey. Mara stepped forward, her plasma pistol aimed steadily. Prey adapts. Prey survives. Prey executes. The fight erupted. The alien commander was fast, powerful, and terrifyingly intelligent. Every attack from the executioners was countered with precision, but humans had an edge: ingenuity. They used the environment, energy feedback loops, and clever traps to corner the commander. Private Torres rolled behind a console and activated an energy pulse, disrupting the commander's cybernetic implants temporarily. Lieutenant Tanaka launched drones that delivered targeted strikes, exploiting weaknesses invisible to the naked eye. Mara led a frontal assault, drawing the commander's attention while her team completed the operation. Amid the chaos, the holographic device pulsed, projecting a map of the Dominion's entire fleet. Mara realized that the galaxy itself could be used as a weapon. "We don't just fight them here," she shouted over the alarms. "We turn their own forces against them." With rapid calculations, Rico hacked the Dominion's fleet navigation system. Suddenly, ships that had been attacking decoy fleets turned on each other. Explosions ripped through the command stations and orbiting ships, creating chaos and panic. The commander roared in fury, realizing its advantage was slipping. It lunged at Mara, but she anticipated the move. With a swift combination of agility and precision, Mara disabled its central nervous interface. The alien commander fell to ground, writhing, defeated but still alive. Mara looked around at her team. They were battered, exhausted, but victorious. "We execute what must be done," she said. "Not for glory, but for survival. For humanity. For the galaxy." The Dominion's fleet collapsed under human ingenuity. The planet Krynos, 7 though scarred, was saved. Civilians emerged from hiding, looking at their saviors with awe. Humans, the small blue species from Earth, had turned the tide. But victory came with consequences. The executioners discovered the true mastermind behind the galactic chaos, a rogue faction within the Galactic Council itself, manipulating conflicts to consolidate power. Mara realized that their mission had been more than a test. It was a war against corruption and betrayal within the galaxy's highest authorities. Lieutenant Tanaka whispered, "Captain, this is bigger than we thought. The Council sent us to fight wars they cause." Mara's eyes hardened. "Then we finish what they started on our terms. Humans are executioners, not pawns." As the Aegis left Krynos 7's orbit, the galaxy seemed to hum with a new energy. Humans had proven their might, and the shadows that had watched them took note. Everywhere, beings that underestimated humanity would now think twice. Mara sat in the captain's chair, looking at the stars. The galaxy asked for soldiers. They got executioners. And executioners don't forget. They don't forgive. And they never, ever retreat. The crew of the Aegis knew that more battles awaited, more secrets to uncover, and more challenges to face. But they also knew this. Humanity had entered the galaxy not as a species to be controlled, but as a force that would be feared and respected across the stars. The executioners had completed their first campaign, but the true war, the war for the soul of the galaxy, was just beginning, and humans were ready. Somewhere in the void, the mastermind of the Council's corruption watched, realizing that the humans had exceeded every expectation. A smile, or perhaps a grimace, formed as the executioners' legend began to spread across the stars. The executioners were no longer a team. They were a symbol, a warning, a force that no alien empire could ignore. And the galaxy would never forget the day humans became executioners.